I'm bullish on stock ABC, and which financial instrument is preferred to buy. So do you need to buy equity, or do you need to buy futures, or do you need to buy call options? So this is one of the most asked question, not only in the registration and even before. Whoever enrolls in our asset specific courses tend to get this question. Yeah. People will learn futures and now they ask themselves, so do I trade only futures or should I trade in options also? So let's just study this case in detail. So I'm going to repeat the question again. So a particular user is bullish on a stock. Now he has three options. Either he can straight away buy the stock with cash, or he can buy futures of the stock, or he can buy call options of the stock. Now how can he take a decision? So this is the question. For this, let me take you through a small case study. So let's assume, so let's make it generalized. So let's assume this particular stock ABC is of a price 100 units and its futures price is 1 or 2. So if you want to buy in cash, you need to spend $100 or rupees, or let's just generalize it by unit. So 100 units. And if you want to buy futures of this contract, you need to pay 1 or 2. And the expiry date of this futures is 30th June, which is this month. So this is a monthly expiry futures and it will expire in a month. And the lot size is 50. So if you want to buy futures or if you want to buy options, the minimum lot size is 50. And for call options, let's take a strike price of 100. And currently the call option is priced at 10. So this is the setup. So this is all the information we have on this particular stock. And we also know that the user is bullish. So now let's see all the cases. So let's say if he invested in equity, let's say he bought 50 shares of ABC and the price is 100. So in this case, the capital is 5,000. And if he wants to buy in equity, he has to pay the entire amount required. So margin is 100%. So he spent $5,000 to buy 50 quantity of equity. Now in the second case, if he wants to buy futures with a price of 1 or 2, so generally it comes at 5,100. But when you are investing in futures or trading futures, you need not pay the entire amount. So on an average, if you pay a margin amount, you will get the position open. So the margin amount is 20%. So he spent 1,020 to buy 50 futures with a price of 1 or 2. Now in the third case, where the user wants to buy call options. So the current price of call option is 10 rupee or $10, and at a quantity of 50, he spends 500. And for options, you need to pay the complete amount required at a 100% margin, so 500. So he spent 500 to take position in options, 1,020 to take position in futures, 5,000 to take position in equity. So he is bullish. So he's just checking what scenario works best for him. Now let's take a case where the stock has went up. Let's say on June 30. So the stock has went up by 20%. So from 100, it went to 120. In this case, had he bought only equity, so at a capital of 5,000, would have got a profit of 1,000, which is 20% return. So he gained 20% on his capital. But if you see futures, so in this case, since he spent only 1,020 and the profit he gets is, so difference between entry and exit price into quantity, which is 900. So here he made a profit of 88%. Here the deal is, since for futures we have margin and you don't need to utilize all the margin. So for less amount, he got 88%. But for options, since he has spent only 10 units or $10 or 10 rupees on buying this call option, so he gained 500, which is 100% of his profit. If you can see, the returns are higher in derivatives compared to equities. So the reason being for futures, the reason being the margin or the leverage you get. And in options, the reason is you just pay the premium for the option contract. You don't need to buy and give the entire price of 100 rupee. You just need to pay the premium for that contract. So this is a scenario where the stock went up by 20%. Now let's see the scenario where the stock has fallen. So the same case, let's say the exit price is 70. So from 100 rupee on June 30th, it fell to 70. In this case, if he bought equity, he lost 1500 rupees or $1,500, which is 30% of his capital. So the price declined by 30%. So does his capital. So his loss is also 30%. But in case of futures, since he has bought at 102 and 70, like the price is 70 and he bought at 102, the loss is 1600, which is actually more than the margin he has paid. So he has paid a margin of 1020. So as you can see, in futures you can lose more money than you paid for the margin. So losses can be more than the margin you paid. And similarly in options, he bought the option for 10 and basically it became worthless, because since this is a call option, you will be paid only when the price is more than the price at which it was. So if it is more than 100, you would have got some money. Since it is less than 100 and it is at 70, so his call option becomes worthless. He lost all the capital. So this clearly shows that here, when you're trading or investing in equities, your loss is limited. But when you're trading in futures or options, there are cases where your loss is 100% or more than the amount you paid. So by understanding these two cases, we can come to this conclusion. So this is very important point. These are all important points to remember. So I'll take it slow and explain you each case. So if you want to trade in equities, the quantity, so either you can buy a single stock or you can buy the maximum amount allowed by the exchange. So it goes from 1 to maximum. But when you are trading or investing in futures, you need to buy in multiples of lot size. So you can't buy one. So for example, generally futures lot size would be 50, 100, 150 like that. So you have to buy in the multiple. So either you buy 50 futures or 100 futures or 150 futures, given the lot size is 50. And the same case for options also, whether you want to buy the option or sell the option, you need to place order in the multiples of lot size. And coming to the reward, when you are trading equities, the reward is unlimited. So for example, the stock is at 100. So it can, like in future, given some years, it can go at any price. It can go to 1000, it can go to 2000 also. So basically we can't keep a cap on limit. We can't keep a cap on the reward you get when you invest in equity. So the reward is unlimited. But if you talk about the risk is limited, because if you buy a stock at 100, the lowest it could go is 0. So there is a limit in the loss you get when you invest in equities. When it comes to futures, similar to equities, the reward is unlimited, because if the equity goes up, the futures also goes up and it has unlimited potential. At the same time, the risk is also unlimited. Since you're taking leverage and you're buying by margin, so you can lose more than you have invested, and there is no cap for the money you lose. Coming to option buying, if you're buying an option, again, your reward is unlimited. So if the underlying stock goes up, you will be paid in terms of settlement. So it is unlimited and your risk is limited. So if a stock goes below 100, your option becomes worthless. So it doesn't matter it goes to 90 or 80 or 70, as long as it is below 100, your risk is limited to the premium you pay. Now when it comes to selling of options, though the situation is reversed. So when you sell an option, your reward is limited. So as soon as you sell your option, you will get, you can collect your premium, and that's the maximum amount you can get. But the risk is unlimited when you sell options, because if the stock goes up, it can go up without any cap, and you lose the money without any cap. So the risk is unlimited when you sell options. So whenever you get a doubt of, okay, I'm bullish on a particular stock, should I buy equity or should I buy futures, or should I sell options or should I buy options? So you need to do case study in this way and come to a conclusion.